Come here, Storms. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're not camera shy, are you? Hey, how's it going? I wasn't really gonna do, I was gonna do a show and tell, but not of the cat. She was just here looking up at the camera. What you doing? Uh-oh, you getting ready to film? I'm gonna just hang out halfway here in view, partial. Okay, the spring semester 2019 is almost over. Well, as far as classes go, it's over for me. And the semester today is Thursday, May 16th, 2019. It's like almost 2:30 in the morning. And one of the things that I did, I don't even know what number, it's somewhere in the 90s, that I said I was going to use with my students, and that is Smash Book. So I wanted to show you, and the Meander Book too. So I also did the Meander Book as a thing video. So what I did, my students, I had 3 integrated reading and writing classes. They were paired with other courses. And this one is a Meander Book timeline of the Civil War. And this one is a Smash Book timeline of the War of 1812. So this is from a different course, my W08 class. This is from my W72 class. And these 2 particular classes were paired with history courses, different teachers who taught those. And then another one, okay, the other one, let's see if I can get grammar Smash Book. I wanted to show, oh, yeah, I want to show from the third integrated reading and writing class was paired with a composition course. So that's this one right there, the Smash Book. Grammar Smash Book. That's the most decorated one. And there's another one. There's another one, 72. I don't know why I have 72%. That's, oh, I figured out because they might not have had all of them. So what the Grammar Smash Book required was, I gave a handout of 13 rules of subject-verb agreement, and they had to write the rules, each of the 13 rules in the Smash Book. And I'm going to show you this one. From Osbelia and Julio. So they had to write. And this is much longer than what I showed. Well, not much longer. I showed how to make it with 3 sheets, and they had to add an extra page. So they did that. There they go. There they go, falling down. So this is one way to do it, all different ways and stuff. And they had to write all 13 rules, and then I gave them another handout on sentence structure, 6 simple solutions, 6 different ways. There's that one, the title for that one, and 6 different ways to join 2 sentences that are related to each other. And they had to state the rules and then provide an example of their own example. And I told them to look in magazines and things like that. That proved very challenging because not all of the rules are so easy to find in magazine articles. And then the last one was famous novel titles. And do I have, let me see if I can find a sheet. There are a couple of changes I need to make to this activity. So what I did was I went online and I grabbed, this is I think 30 titles, novel titles or book titles that alone, the titles are not complete sentences. There are some some titles that are complete sentences, but I wanted all of these sentences, or all these fragments, or all of these titles rather, to be fragments. And the directions I have were to choose 10 titles from here and turn them into complete sentences. And the thing I need to add is I need to tell them, don't mention them as titles in the sentence, because a few people did that. I went to go see the movie and I'm like, no, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to decapitalize those words and everything unless it's going to start a sentence. So that's what this one was right here, these 10 sentences, and really there's only one that didn't make any sense really, even though it is a sentence technically, but I don't know. They got 100 for this one because there are only a few, maybe 2 errors, I think. So out of the whole thing, only 2 errors. That's very good. So I gave them 100 for the Smash Book, doing the whole Smash Book. And that's what they did. You know, they went around. And for those that couldn't, I told them if they couldn't find a sentence in the magazine that that fit the solution, 6 different ways, you know, then they could take 2 related sentences in an article and join them using one of the solutions. So that's another thing that I need to work on as far as directions go. So that was a brand new activity that I had them do. I've never had my students do that before, and it worked out really well. Once they got the hang of how to make a Smash Book, it worked out swimmingly. So then the Meander Book, let's see, in my night class that's paired with history, that's this from this class here, these 3. They did the Civil War timeline in the Meander Book, and I told them, I said, you can do a Smash Book, because I had just introduced how to do the grammar Smash Book, or you could do a Meander Book, and I told them how to make a Meander Book with just 1 sheet of paper and a pair of scissors. And I said with the Meander Book, it might actually be a better idea to use a Meander Book as a timeline. And this is, Carlos and Angel did this one. Lots of, oh, look, little pictures. That is so cool. And they didn't put anything here, but you know, it was kind of a brand new deal for them. They'd never done anything like that. So what I told some of them to do with the Meander Book was to just kind of unfold it, and they could arrange it either in landscape, if they wanted to, in landscape, or like this one, they could do it in portrait mode. So this group, or this pair of students, did it in portrait mode and went around and did that, and then turned around, do this, and then turn it around and do this. And so they put a lot of work into this. This is awesome. So I really like that. I have to fold it back up. It's like folding a map, you know, if you're not sure how to fold a map. It could get a little tricky. So that's that one. And then I also had a couple of my students yesterday, told them to come to class to work on their Meander Book. That's one, and this is another one, War of 1812. And I had them do the Meander Book instead of the Smash Book. And this is one, Maria. I gotta get her a darker pencil. And also, I set it up for her. I had a spare Meander Book, so I let her use my Meander Book. And I told her she didn't have to fill up the whole thing because she was working on 2 projects. And she still had to go home and send in her part 2 of the final, which is an essay. So, she had a lot to do. But she did quite a lot. She did this. And this one, yeah, this one goes this way. I'm going to show you another Civil War Meander book in a minute from the night class. But this is from one of my daytime class. This is another student that did the work, and we used bigger paper for this one. And she did this, wrote information down. I told her, I said, just write 5. I think she tore the paper because she was gonna tear the paper. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't tear the paper. She was gonna tear it in half this way, and I suppose she could have done like the short version of the Meander book, but I'm thinking, no, you can't tear the paper. So she's like, what? Why not? So maybe we'll do shorter version Meander books or something. So that was kind of like a rush job that day. Okay, the other one, oh, this Cassie and Matthew from my night class, the Meander Book, Timeline of the Civil War. I was looking at this, and I'm thinking, where are the dates? There are no dates here, right? No dates. But, let's set this out. Usually when you open up a Meander book, you don't open it up this way. You kind of open it up gradually. That's what all the crafters do, type of thing. So these are all of the significant events during the Civil, not all of them, but many of the significant events of the Civil War. And I was just looking at, like, where are all the end, our timeline? Where are all the dates? Here are all the dates. It's like a flashcard Meander book. And I thought, hey, that's a really good idea, actually. You know, if it works out right and you go through it with the dates first. Let's see. Then it would be, you would say March 4th, 1861. And then after studying it, you know, you would realize Abraham Lincoln is sworn in as 16th President of the United States of America. So it's just like, wow, in March. So that's kind of cool too. And that, you know, that creates another idea how to make a flashcard for study flashcard Meander book type of deal. So I wonder if that can be done with, well, I'm sure it can, taking even index cards and gluing them to the paper. And with that one, the bigger Meander book would work better for that, I think. Okay, and then this one was, no, not this one. Stephanie and Chelsea also did the Civil War in the Meander book. So they really like the idea of the Meander book timeline. At first I thought, oh, the Smash book is perfect for that because you can spread it out, you know, and you can put significant events top and bottom type of deal. So they did it this way. Do they have anything on the back? Nothing on the back. So this is all this way. That looks pretty good too. So I think they did a great job with this, with my crazy ideas, my crafty ideas. I'm sorry, did I say crazy? Crafty. Okay, this is the Smash book timeline of the War of 1812, and I actually refolded this for them. This is not very colorful. This is very long. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets to it, and whew, I can't even go back enough, zoom out enough for this one, but this is how it is, you know. So this I think would need a little more work on my part to kind of see how I could get them to put the timeline in to make it a little more presentable. But they did a very good job of putting the dates in. Dates and the events. And then this one is also the same. Oh, this is Yolanda and Robert did this one. And the first thing that they did, the first assignment was the 13 rules of subject-verb agreement. And then I said, okay, now you're going to add to your Smash book and do the sentence structure, the 6 solutions for sentence structure. And then after that, I was like, okay, you're going to add more. So they did this in 3 sheets. They put all of the 13 rules. They kind of put more than one on a square or a triangle or something, and then they did the solutions, and then they did, oh, they didn't even have to do it on the back. So, but then they did the, I think they did the titles. I'll have to look, maybe. Sentence structure. I don't see the titles. And I know they got the titles. Oh, no, they did. I have a hotel room with a view. Room with a view. Yeah, they did the titles too. So, wow, that is amazing, right? Folding it is a different story because I had to fold it. I'm going to have to, oh, yeah, throwing things all over the place. So they did that. Pretty good deal. And, you know, and I almost always have students who don't put as much work into it as I'd like them to. This one was my 3 guys at night, my night class. And they did this. There are a few things missing in this one, which is why they got a 72 instead of 100. I think they did the titles, but I don't think they did. I'll have to go. I mean, I don't want to go into it type of deal. But that's that one. But they still did it, so they still worked on it. Awesome, right? And then Carlos and Angel's grammar smash book. Kind of not enough. Did they do it too? They did it too, and used themselves as mentioning themselves in sentences. So that's pretty creative. Most people don't want to do that. That's done. And that's what I got for you. So the Meander book as a timeline, I think, is a very good idea. I think it's better to do the timeline as a Meander book than as a Smash book. So that is so cool. What I gotta do is a time, like I wanted to do a picture. The things I do to get a shot ready. This is kind of a different type of shot. I want to get, I think what I want to do is get the cutting mat out of the picture. So like this would be. As much as I can. You see a cutting mat anywhere? Ooh, that'll be interesting to add intros and outros to. Our intro words, titles, and whatnot. Okay, smile. Yay! Just one picture, that's all I need. Okay, gonna do a sign off. Sign off. Oh. Now see, this is the spinner. I use the spinner also for names. These are the names of the students in my Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. class. And so, and the reason I use a spinner is because I hand out a sign-in sheet that has idioms that they have to, I use idioms in a sentence and I have them define the idiom, so it's a different idiom every day. And I can't decide who I want to give the sign-in sheet to. How indecisive. I can't tell you what kind of day to have because I don't want to stick to just one thing or one adjective. And I can't decide who to hand out the sign-in sheet to every week. So I use the spinner. Okay. Randomize. Gonna go backwards with the finger there. That is perfect. Have an exemplary day.